Kick us off, Nathan.
Wait, what?
Oh.
You just called him Ben.
I said Nathan.
I heard Ben.
You hear what you want to hear.
Oh, also, this is the final time we're going to say it, okay? Shut up! Also, people in the comments who are asking about Ben, okay? Ben's not here. I don't know any Ben. Do you guys know a Ben? I don't know Ben, okay? No, okay, he's not here, okay? He has left the show because he has very important business to do. Family business, isn't that right? Family business. Okay?
Work-life balance was a bit difficult. But
Yeah.
he left amicably. We'll miss him, but maybe you might come in for a cameo now.
He might. Who knows? By the way, I didn't get to show you before, but trust me, this is worth your time, okay?
We haven't done the intro.
We haven't done the intro, but before we do, Shad, this is worth your time, okay?
Stop cutting off Nathan. He deserves to speak.
Okay, but this is worth your time. Anyway, that was a me and Nathan enjoyed.
Yeah.
Shad, not so much.
I'm still recovering. I'm not going to have huge energy, so... But I'm back, kind of.
What was it like, Shad? Feeling awful. I feel like that's a one-word answer right there. Okay, so, welcome.
Shut up! Nathan, intro us.
He always intros us.
I just like how the dynamics changed so much. Like, we've gone back, recessed, but it's...
You know, the meta commentary doesn't make us feel like human beings, Nathan. So
yeah, okay.
we're in the room when you talk about us, you know.
I like meta commentary.
Yeah, you like meta commentary because you're autistic as
Nathan,
him.
I want to hear it. What's your theory?
I don't know my theory, but I just know that whenever Shad sits in the middle, or just enters the room,
Maybe
everything
you should
changes.
sit in the
See, that is a
No,
theory.
we...
Yeah, hey,
Maybe you should try.
No,
sitting in the
I
middle.
couldn't be in the middle of a
You get a sore neck.
three-person group. My ego couldn't handle it.
Okay. This has been long enough. Welcome back to Night's Watch.
Hey.
Hey, what
And
is
this segment of Nightly News.
This is a segment of nightly news.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
a news source, but we discuss the news.
Never mistake us for being a news source. That's your mistake if you do. Wouldn't recommend it.
I'm going to be coughing now and then.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
Just
don't
to
know.
interrupt. It's like you can't just use words now. Now you just have.
Now you're going to
Sorry,
cough
what were you saying, Nathan?
at me. I'm going to cough at you. Or whatever.
Yeah, give me the AIDS. Yeah, give me the VAIDS. Go on.
It's weird. I don't have the virus anymore, but I have pre-existing conditions, so it knocked me around a lot. Knocked around my wife even more. But I think you had it. That's when you had the certain things.
Yeah.
And you got through it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And you were done.
That's weird though, because you're vaccinated.
I am.
That's odd. Guess
So
it's just,
anyway, I hit me for a 6, still recovering, and even though I don't have the virus, I still have like symptoms and other things. So that's why I was okay to cough in his face, because I actually don't. Like I've tested. I've been tested a lot. I've been tested lots. And,
me too. Different.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
Did
So
you catch anything?
No. I haven't caught anything.
You haven't had no
No.
symptoms at all.
No symptoms. And I've been around more people as well that have had it. And when I
Maybe-
got
maybe you
jabbed
were
as
new.
well, nothing happened to me either. It's like, for me, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
you must have got one of the good ones. Anyway, I'm a pure blood. So, first bit of nightly news with Shad back. Shad, did you know that Adele isn't allowed to be proud of her womanhood?
Why are you telling me that? Tell Nathan this. I want to hear what Nathan has to say.
He's been saying way too much recently. he got like 2 weeks.
Pretend I'm not here,
You're gonna
Nathan.
get your quota back, Shad.
I don't have lots of energy, so you do need a...
Okay, sure.
Like, are we allowed to be proud of our manhood?
I'll chime in a second.
That ship sailed a long time ago, Oz.
Yeah. What, so you're saying you're not proud of your manhood?
Oh, I am. I'm just not allowed to be.
You shouldn't be proud of me.
Yeah.
You haven't seen my penis, Shad.
There's not much there to be proud
You
of.
haven't seen my penis!
Who said
He
that?
hasn't!
No, I wasn't referring to
Tell you
your
what, if I
penis.
lost
I was
weight, there'd be
referring to
more
your
there.
personality and everything about you.
It's a low cut.
Sorry.
I do not have such a cruel response to Shad. We'll just, there's a reason...
Come on, dig back into me.
You should have stayed sick.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, are you moving on?
No, we're talking about Adele.
Oh, yeah,
She's not
okay.
allowed to be a woman. Proud of being a woman. Now, it's all the progressives going after her. And Carl from from Lotus Eaters, he had a good question when he heard this headline. He said, well, okay, leftists, define a woman. And they were stumped. What do you guys think?
I'm already tired about this discussion, and, like about gender politics and everything, because you can't argue with them, because there's no argument to be had.
Yeah. In fact, we're just waiting for the day where YouTube tells us what direction we have to go in terms of what we say about this. It's making Shad sick every day.
He's allergic. Allergic to culture wars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have much talking point on this. It's
Okay, here's the thing.
question-
Let me demonstrate something here. All he has to do is sit his ass down, and Nathan won't say a bloody word.
I'm purposely going out of my way not to cut you off, Nathan.
I'm sorry, but when it comes to Adele and them saying she can't be a woman, I don't know what to
You
say.
know what you are? You're like a person who's a witness in like a mob court case, and you see the person who drove past your house sitting in the front row, right? You're just there like, I didn't see anything. That's what you are, man. You're like a witness at the
But give me a
Epstein
topic
trial.
I can talk about, and I will talk about it. But I don't
A
know what to
woman
talk
is being shamed by the left. That's your crowd, bud. Answer for them.
No, it's
He's
not.
proud.
Twitter. ABC. People with glasses. Young person.
I have glasses.
Oz, we're the same age.
You're going after him.
We don't look at Oz, but we are the same age.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You are
because you're
so
wearing
young.
That's because I have this. And this.
The world hath aged you.
The world hath aged me, but when
You're
I
like-
cut this and this, I clean up.
A 90-year-old.
You're one to talk.
Yeah, but I've got wisdom.
You've got wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh man, I have one I really want to say. It will be cut and it will hurt you deep down if I said it, so I'm not going to say it. 'Cause
Go
I'm
on.
not
Go on, say it.
That's all I'll say. As he coughs. Nice one, Oz. Is your lung out yet? Alright. So, I'll speak up then for Adele. Adele, you're
Hang on.
allowed to be proud of your womanhood.
Of course. Well, my response is like, what would they want her to be? Ashamed of being
Yes.
a woman?
Yes, they
which
would.
also sounds transphobic. I think they're reacting like it was supposed to be what a non-binary or genderless award ceremony.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, I'm proud of being a woman. It's like, did they expect everyone who attended this ceremony, excuse me, to...
That's not a symptom.
No, it's not. To not identify with any gender because it's a genderless thing. It's like I think the purpose, I don't know, I'm reading into it, but it's like the purpose of it seems to be that gender doesn't exist. You know, the whole thing that gender can be anything if like, and it's so like the contradiction in this philosophy is insane. It's not. It's just well, no, like what is a woman?
Yeah.
And if gender doesn't exist, therefore you can't complain about someone choosing to be,
more feminine
because
or
you don't think
woman-like,
it
yeah.
exists. So therefore,
It's a big old mess, isn't it? Really makes us think, at least. These people, not so much. All right.
I just don't get it. And so did they want her to say, "I am ashamed of being a woman"?
They would have been happy if she said, I'm ashamed of being a white woman.
Yeah.
They would have loved that. If she'd apologised for her whiteness. Oh, man, that would have been... Everyone would have... Should be the news for being a hero.
So this is here's a thing. This shouldn't. I'm so annoyed that this would be a controversial statement. I like being a man, and I don't. I do. If I had the choice, I would never want to be a woman. I think being a man is great. I'm glad I'm a man, and being a man is awesome. And this is the thing. I think that's a healthy attitude to have. It's called having a good gender identity.
You're happy with your manhood?
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I have 5 kids.
So it's all in good working order.
In fact, I could lose my manhood now and I'm fine. I've given it back to society.
I feel like you'd be a lot less happy with that later than you would be now.
Maybe. And I forgot what I was on about. Because...
Most people who lose their manhood aren't happy about it when they have time.
Okay, so this is the thing. And I think it's great for a woman to say, I love being a woman, and being a man would suck, and that they would never want to be a man. Yep. And it's interesting. This is why the old schoolyard attitude of girls have cooties and all boys are stinky, right? Where it would be like a bit of a girl versus boy mentality. But that was actually normal behaviour that helped ingrain in children an appreciation for their identity, their gender. Okay?
I don't think it's girls or boys that are going after Adele. I feel it's a weird synthesis of the between. It's a gradient that's going after Adele.
But I just can't believe that people are getting shamed for being happy with who they are. I thought, you had to acknowledge everyone's identity and respect it.
Misery loves company.
But if your identity conforms to traditional stereotypes, if you say anything in support to it, that is enforcing harmful stereotypes. That's why they're attacking her. They think she's enforcing a harmful stereotype. But that's how insane it's got, that being happy that you're a woman is perceived as a harmful stereotype because it marginalizes people who want to believe that they're women when they're not.
It's literally violence to these people. Yeah. So, yep. The world is insane. It's a mad world. Nathan?
They just don't like being happy.
What do you mean they don't like being happy?
Well, she's like, I'm a happy woman. They're like, oh, we don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter.
She got also attacked for losing weight.
Yep.
Yeah! What?
What world are we living in?
Oh, man, yeah. Just all these tweets going on about how she's a cis white whatever. Yeah.
But losing weight is great, and if you are overweight, that's kind of unhealthy. You should try and work at reducing it and avoid, drinking sugary drinks, getting McDonald's all the time, constantly eating heaps of fat and other things, and just stop being a lazy slob and stuff like that.
I'm sitting right here.
Oh, I wasn't talking.
Okay. All of those things, right?
What's the rebuttal, Oz?
I feel like there's at least one or two of them there that don't exactly fit, okay? But for the most part...
I mean, I was overweight.
Okay, here's the thing.
And
I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy. There's a difference.
Well, the thing is, I am.
Okay, but I'm not. Right. When I have to do something, I do it. Only when I really have to.
Really?
That's the thing, right? We all grow up in different circumstances, right? The one thing my dad taught me is only do things when you really have to do them. That's the one image of my dad that I have. He was a lazy mechanic. Anyway.
There are sides to my laziness, because in one aspect, I'm actually not lazy. I'm extremely driven and hardworking, and it depends on what I'm doing. But
Same.
there are other aspects which is very hard for me to do stuff.
What about you, Nathan? What are your faults?
I have many.
We're all confessing.
Let me guess. You're just too trusting. You're just too nice.
He's afraid of his power.
You're afraid of how powerful you are. Your hidden power level.
I'm the one with the barely hidden power level. He doesn't have a power level. Oh, man. No, you know what, Nathan, here's your fault, and I'm being weak here, right?
Yep.
Your fault is you're too nice.
Yeah, I know.
You need to be more hateful.
Not hateful, sometimes I'm too... I'm just too nice.
No.
No? Okay.
No,
Therapy session, let's go.
Here we go.
If I was to be perfectly honest, too non-confrontational.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes you're a bit too. You know what I mean?
Wait, I was doing it again. Let's see if it was in frame.
Sometimes Nathan's a bit too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want confrontation.
Because there's a misunderstanding of what niceness is, and I think that's actually a failing in the world. People think niceness is never daring to ever offend anyone.
Yeah.
And that's actually wrong, because the idea, you know, the common saying, sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind, okay? People have lost that, because everyone is so afraid of offending anyone, they're not willing to tell them hard truths. And true kindness is telling people the truth.
Yeah.
In balance. The truth can be cruel sometimes, and so you need to understand if this truth will be productive and building for them as a character individual, or if it will be needlessly cruel. If truth can be needlessly cruel, you don't need to say it. It's like when a child gives you a drawing and say, "Is this a good drawing?"
No!
It sucks!
Thanks, Dad.
You see what I mean? Sometimes you don't need to say the unadulterated truth, but you can find another truth that's really building. It's like, this is a really great effort, or it's really good for your age, or anything like that. Those are all kind truths, and then there are cruel truths.
Like, Oz, you fat, lazy slob.
But then sometimes there are what would be perceived as cruel truths that need to be said, so people get off their lazy butts and lose weight.
Like Oz, you fat, lazy slob. You don't make it easy, Shad.
And
you got
see-
a work fridge full of sugar.
That's not my fault, though.
Who do we blame? Huh? Capitalism?
No, my wife. It's definitely my wife's fault.
We'll give her a week before we start digging into her about that. She's been sick.
She has been. But I have heard you many times state your opinions.
Yes.
Confidently, and regardless if it's going to upset people. Okay, and so that's not a trait of being too kind.
Yeah, I have no doubt though. If push came to shove with him, if someone was a threat to him or his own, he'd get rowdy. I have no doubt. He's just a non-conf. That's the thing, man. It's like the face that you put out, the mask, the what's it called again? The persona, isn't what you have underneath. You have the exact opposite of you very deeply underneath as well. That can come out into stressful circumstances. So I've no doubt he will.
The thing is, I relate to Nathan because I'm actually a non-confrontational person, vastly more when I was younger, and I've had to learn to be more assertive and confrontational and disagreeable to stand up for myself, not get taken advantage of, especially like in sales situations or when you have to deal with... I remember I was trying to order some things from a company. I won't name the company because I don't want to drag them, but they were just throwing me through. Basically, I was getting a receptionist that she didn't know what to do, so she kept trying to just delay me, palm me off, get me to hang up, and she didn't have to deal with me, and she wasn't following up or giving me what I really needed to do.
Yep.
And I needed this delivery from this company because some were presents, Christmas presents, and I need them before Christmas. They're delaying, and I was getting to the point where I wouldn't get them, and so I got to the point where I just had to channel my dad. My dad can be a very confrontational person, and I had to get stuck into him. And he's like, "This is not good," and I made her cry. It's not something I'm proud of, but I needed to push to that so much to the point where finally the manager got on the phone.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, listen here, you have just made my employee cry. And I was like, hey, finally! And I didn't let him try and guilt me or anything like that. I was like, no, this isn't good enough. And finally, because I had to be so, I guess, pushy, I finally got the service I needed to get someone who would sort it out.
And then you went to your wife, you're like, does this look like spit to you? I'm kidding.
They were worried about the legalities. And I was like, this is for a video production company, and there's an exception in the Victorian law that if it's video production, I don't need a license or anything like that. And they were like, first, they wanted to prove that I owned the business. And I was like, do you know the name of the business?
Look at my name. Look at the name of the business. Right? It's a pretty unique name. Both of them.
And they was like, you need a letter from your employee. And I'm like, I am the employee.
Yeah.
No, but we need a letter in writing. So I literally wrote a letter. I, Shad Brooks, as owner of Shadiversity, hereby declare that Shad Brooks is an employee. It was so freaking stupid, right? They still needed that. I sent them that. And then they come back at me saying that they needed something else. And I was like, I've given you every friggin' thing you've asked for. And when the manager finally got on the phone, he was like, I need you to prove, that you're the owner of the business. And that's when I was like, you do know the name of my business, don't you? My name is Shad Brooks. This is Shadiversity. And I think he had heard of my YouTube channel, because when I laid it out, he was like, there was silence. Because he realised, like, I probably don't want a negative review from this guy.
Too late now.
Well, we bleeped out the name, so...
Yeah. You know what, Mr. Brooks? Excellent work making my employee cry. I've never seen a cry like that. That's the best job anyone's ever done, okay? Oh, man. Wow, that was a...
I will admit, though, red tape things like that do put me on edge. Mm-hmm. And there's been times where I've been very close, especially with places like Centrelink and like government agencies.
Same.
With a lot of companies, you need like spit your your chips at times. I remember one time, I don't know. Look, we go off on tangents. That's the point. Welcome to Night's Watch. I wanted to downgrade my internet plan with the internet provider I was, and they were going to charge me a premium to change my thing, and I was like, are you friggin'... this was when I was having to push myself to be more, and this is one of the times where I was like, oh no, I need because this is ridiculous. I was like, hang on, you telling me I could cancel my plan for free, sign up with another company on the plan I want, and leave it completely, or you're going to charge me money to downgrade to stay with you? It's like, well, fine, cancel it, you idiots.
This is where compassion limits the Mormons, okay? Because if you can't swear to people over the phone, do you really have power over them?
I think you can convey as much rage without swearing through articulation and passion.
Yeah, but it's the shock value. It's the shock value of saying... just do your best Gordon Ramsay impersonation.
You misunderstand one significant nuclear bomb that we all have when we choose not to swear.
Is that you have it there. It's there.
And when we do drop it, it's far more... If we ever push to the point where we drop, a swear word, it is like 1,000 times more impactful.
That's a good point.
Because... yeah.
Well, it's kind of the opposite for me.
Well,
if you know that I'm pissed if I'm just not saying a single thing and just looking at you. That's how you know that I'm truly pissed.
Or he doesn't say anything and just leaves.
I'm reaching my stress level. No, because here's the thing, right? I've got a fight or flight response, so I'll run away, okay? No, but seriously, right? When I'm silent, you know when I'm at my stress level. Okay, everyone's got a stress level. I'm the loudest person in the room at all other times. Oh, man.
Lots of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. When I went to confession in Catholic school, the entire bloody church heard me. Okay? Oh, man. Oh, shut up, phone. My parcel already got here. Okay. So, next bit of news. Anyway, Adele is allowed to be a woman. We go places.
No, I just can't believe the state of the world where anyone would need to say that. Like, Adele is allowed to be. What is going on?
You've heard of Murphy's Law?
Yeah.
Anything that can happen will happen. Since we're reaching the end, right, the craziest things start happening.
Yeah.
The most unlikely things. All right. Another female, Milady. Sorry, I was channeling my inner recording. Gina Carano is back in films, and she's apparently doing great work.
What's she doing?
She's done this movie called Horror on the Prairie, which looks like a really decent Western. Love Western movies. And she's done another recent one called Shut In, which chronicles the past 2 years of all of our lives.
Is Gina Carano in Shad In?
Yes. Where she plays a shut in.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad. Disney can't cancel her. She's going to keep going and doing her own thing until they eventually bring her back, I reckon.
Yep. Ben Shapiro is really helping her out. All right.
Pretend I'm not here, Nathan.
That was kind of it.
Carry the news story
Carry the
forward.
news
So it's
story.
all on you.
Nathan, pretend he's not here. Pretend Shad's not here.
Hey, Oz, you want to go get Macca's?
Nugget! Nugget! Right.
Finally behaving normally.
Oh man. Hey,
Acting
tell you what, I'm not
natural.
on my meds today. Alright, new...
No, before you move on, because I have things to say as well.
About Gina Carano?
Yeah.
Okay, say it.
Lovely lady, I wish her all the best in the world. And I think what Adele is doing is awesome. I think it's needed. From the small little clips I saw of the movie, I'm sorry, I don't think it looks that great.
People are saying it's great.
I hope it is good.
The reviewers.
And I hope many people like it. Westerns are already a hard sell for me.
Really?
Yeah.
We just watched Firefly. Where do you think Firefly comes from?
It's a space western. Because literally the next thing I was going to say is like, the thing that you need to really sell westerns for me is to add in something of additional coolness for me, whether it's like steampunk or sci-fi.
So things that don't exist.
Something cool, you know? Like a samurai sword. Like...
Oh.
Or another... Or any other type of
Anachronistic
sword.
things.
Oh no, there's ways you could justify a sword.
What's your
thrown in
favourite
there.
Western?
Zorro?
I said Western, not superhero movie.
Zorro's like...
It's a superhero.
It is,
It's a Western superhero.
But see, it's still technically a Western. Okay,
Josie Wales, have you seen that one?
Cowboys vs. Aliens?
That sucks. Apart from...
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy... Oh, it is. There's so much dumb in it, but I did enjoy it.
True Grit. Have you seen True Grit?
I have.
That's a great movie.
Good movie.
Yeah. Unforgiven.
See,
Superbad and the Ugly.
Thing, my dad loves Westerns, like insanely
They're
loves
great.
Westerns. I don't know, like... Yeah.
You
it's hard
should
for
watch
me
The
to-
Good, the Bad and the Ugly. That movie I watched recently, it is an incredible movie. So much tense.
So the other thing that kind of threw me is like, I don't know, Gina Carano does not strike me as someone who suits a Western role. She's an MMA fighter. I was expecting like a kick butt action figure, and then her playing a damsel in distress was just like,
She's not all...
felt so ill cast for that role. Like, I'm sorry, the movie just didn't attract me.
Did you see the trailer? She looks like she's tearing ass.
I think she fights back, but there's
Yeah.
moments where, I don't know.
I'm sorry, she's a lady. She's allowed to scream and get icky.
Yeah, she is, but
And
she's
then she
also
gets a shotgun.
That's just, look, these are all subjective, invalid views. It's just my reaction
No, your
to
views
it.
are valid. But I'm arguing with you.
Yeah.
That's all.
But the
You're
thing
va-
is,
you're
I
valid.
really want Daily Wire to succeed because there needs to be something pushing back against the Hollywood bullcrap.
Yeah, the
and
satanic
so
agenda.
I hope the movie does really, really well. It's not my particular cup of tea, and I hope they continue.
Yeah. Things we hope do not continue. Rumoured new Ray Star Wars trilogy. They didn't learn the first 3 times.
They're doubling and tripling down. Like it's already been confirmed that all these TV series are made to lead into the sequel trilogy.
Yep.
So just like I already saw warning signs in Mandalorian, and I said if this is the case, it's dead to me. Everything they're doing. So, but just how bad their Star Wars content has been, it's dead to me already.
Yeah.
Like,
If at first you don't succeed, try 3 more times.
oh wow.
And then again.
So much so, right? Look, throwing this out there to get your feedbacks and stuff. I have had trouble finding time to write, so I want to write more. Need to finish off the book I'm doing, and so I don't know when I'd get to this, but I have a sci-fi setting that I've specifically constructed as a replacement to Star Wars. And just the other day or two, because I've been watching Star Trek, it got me back into the sci-fi mood. Which, and when I'm in that, I like to make spaceships in like 3D modeling, and then the spaceships I'm making is in the story, which led me back to the story. And I wanted to confirm some of the stuff in the lore, and I was really enjoying the lore, which led me. And I've written the first 2 chapters of this book. Okay.
This is the one I helped you on with
Yeah.
the... Okay, nice.
And I really enjoyed it. And that led me back to the plot summary, and I ended up just like yesterday, doing the plot. I have the entire plot structure for an entire novel, and it's not bad. I don't know.
Yeah, all the lore you told me was actually pretty sweet.
Well, I really enjoy world building, and I can pick apart Star Wars world building. There's a lot of inconsistencies and problems and stuff like that. And so what I wanted to do, this isn't like a rip-off, it's a bit of a homage, respect to what Star Wars, the best parts of Star Wars. And what I want to do is like, what are the best themes of Star Wars? What are some of the most fun world building elements? And how can I construct those same elements in a more consistent way with my own kind of characters and stuff? Some of it is really, really good. And so it'll be interesting. Like, this is what, I don't know, is this something that would interest, you know?
I feel like they would. They love the book, and they're going to love your second book.
I'm excited for my second book. It'll be a while before I get to this. And so I even was wondering, or playing with the idea of trying to hire a writer, because it would be years before I actually would be able to do this. But I have the entire plot of the book there. It's ready to be written now. I have the world building and the plot there. So maybe I should hire someone to write it. I don't know. We'll see.
You got to be careful with who you hire.
I know. That's the problem.
But yeah,
hiring people sucks.
So back to the original story, right? Star Wars has gone for a third time. You know, even Germany stopped after 2 attempts.
So yeah, everything in Star Wars is just bombing. Galaxy's Edge bomb. Now they got that cruiser hotel thing that's bombing.
It's not an escape thing. That's the mini game they've got now. Trying to get out of the bookings.
And Book of Boba Fett is utter garbage.
I'm finding things to like about it. Oh, we got to have that discussion.
Oz and we want to have a debate because the Sand People are evil objectively.
No, they're not.
And what they did in the Mandalorian season 3, Book of Boba Fett, was very poorly executed and a contradiction on a lot of things. And
I don't think so.
Even when them trying to depict the Sand People as good, what they're actually saying is basically excusing the Sand People's wanton practice of slavery and torture and enforcing Stockholm Syndrome on people.
Not torture, but slavery.
Dragging someone behind a bantha when they're not strong enough to walk is a form of torture.
He was strong enough to walk because he
collapsed.
He collapsed.
Only after a little bit though. It was a little bit.
I can't believe the lengths that you're simping for this. No. You're going out of your way to justify it.
There's a lot of issues with it, right? But I do find it more interesting that they're trying to fill in a bit more of a gap with the Sand People.
I found some of the cultural aspects interesting, but the fact that they were trying to excuse how evil the Sand People really are by saying this was their land in the first place, so therefore them doing all this brutal, evil stuff is justified is utter crap, and it shows a level of misunderstanding of ethics and morality to a deep level.
But basically every civilization to ever exist in our world has practiced some form of slavery, except this most recent one.
And they're all bad. All those practices of slavery was bad.
Yeah,
slavery's bad.
We shouldn't condemn just because they've done the exact same things.
Let's save it for the argument.
Yeah, okay. We'll save it for the argument.
Like Oz and I have lots of thoughts about it, so we're tempted to just do a dedicated video because there's actually some interesting morality to discuss about generational grudge and rights of property and ownership. It's interesting. It's actually a springboard to a really interesting conversation. But everything in Star Wars is crap.
Yeah,
and they're just pushing on, and I think are they making money from this? They are still making money. This is why
Star Wars.
It's like this is why Mauler had a perfect point where I don't know. Someone tweeted like, "This is so awesome," and all it was like the most vapid, hollow fan service in Boba Fett, and people were eating it up, and it's because so many people they're willing to let the keys dangle in front of them, and that's all they need. And as long as they get the fan service, they're willing to eat all the other crap. And Maul was just like, and this is why we'll never get good Star Wars again. And he's right, because Disney has realised they don't need to make anything good. They just need to dangle the little member berries, and people eat it up. And what a sad state of the world. And of course, there's all the political crap now because people want to be on board with the correct opinions, because if you criticize stuff now, you're automatically a bigot, a sexist, and all that other stuff.
All the beautiful words.
We've already seen it with the release of the Lord of the Rings stuff. Anyone who's criticized it, right? All the people on the side have already come out saying that they're sexist, bigot, all the bad things. when nothing, so many of the criticisms, every criticism I've seen has not come from a sexist place at all, but from a place of lore and Lord of the Rings and pre-established canon and all that, but they twist it and they want to vilify, and so I think that has made a whole group of people wanting to be on the correct side so they don't get vilified, and they want to be the right opinions.
Never has there been something so like it's been written down multiple times by the guy himself why he put it this way, and they're deliberately going against it. This is a perfect example of everything that's been happening the past 4 or 5 years.
I just want to know whether the new trilogy is going to have any plan to it.
No.
If they're going to, write out a timeline. Like how George did with the prequels, he at least knew what it was going to end with. I just wonder if they're like, Rey is going to be powerful at the end. In the middle and the beginning.
Yes! Rey wins, the end.
Do they really look like a guy with a plan?
They don't.
Tell you what they are, they're just dogs chasing a car, okay? They wouldn't know what to do with one if they caught it, okay? They just do things, okay? What do you call it? New DC, they have plans. Okay? Marvel has plans. They're schemers.
DC doesn't have plans.
Schemers trying to control their perfect little universes.
Look, I know you're stretching real hard to fit this quote in, but no. DC doesn't have plans at all. I mean...
They do now.
I don't know. What do you think?
It's kind of sinkhole. Like, I think another Batman movie.
That's not connected into
depending how... Like, I think I like that they're doing solo movies and they're not really depending on the big universe stuff, because it means I can enjoy the movie for what it is.
Is the new Batman part of the
yes,
DC?
It will be.
It's going to be like a multiverse thing, I think.
I'll show you.
Because they are going to be doing a multiverse thing with the next Flash movie.
Yeah, so they'll include that Batman. But I mean, they're kind of smart, but also shows how kind of unconfident they are in their own franchises. Is whatever movie comes out, if it sinks or swims.
Mm-hmm. Oh, add it to the MCU, add it to the DCU.
Exactly. If it's good, they're like, all right, we'll bring it on. Same
Dude,
with,
like literally throwing at the wall and seeing what sticks. Now here's the crazy thing: if you're throwing gold and at a wall, which one's gonna stick? The crap will stick. Oh,
I don't think that analogy translates perfectly, but you're right. Like they brought in Daredevil into the MCU.
Yep.
I didn't see any Iron Fist anywhere. But Iron Fist was so crap. Thank goodness it's not coming in.
Yep. Oh.
But the DC, the MCU is just, that's going downhill as well.
Who would have thought that if you can time travel, world jump, everything like that, the stakes of your universe will just drop right off? Who would have thought? Alright. Angry Joe shows off his new Warhammer Orc army and he paid someone else to paint it. This is just for me. Okay, I know you guys, it's not your deal, but come on, Angry Joe. You're halfway there. You bought a bunch of orcs. Best army, okay? But you didn't paint them yourself. Cringe. No, cringe!
I mean, if I had no time and I had the money, I'd probably pay someone to do it for me.
Same.
To be honest with you.
Where's the investment?
Like,
Where's the investment then?
For you, I understand, because for you, it depends why you're buying the minis. Are you buying it to play the game?
No.
In which case, I would go get someone else to do it for me because I can just go play the game. But if it's like the whole art form of painting, then yeah, that would be dumb.
But even I admit, I'm missing out on half of it by not playing the actual game, by not doing the tabletop game, you know?
So, it depends what you're into.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to pay other people to paint it. I'd probably pay you to paint my minis.
Please, no. Just kidding. Okay, so... Rebel Alliance blocks the Imperial world of Canadia in protest of restrictions and procedures. Did you guys hear about this?
I mean, it's probably the most effective strategy the Rebel Alliance has ever implemented.
Yeah, a bunch of Imperial haulers, stuff like that, big cargo ships, and they just don't know what to do about it. Emperor Palpatine has fled the planet, saying these racist, sexist rebels have been flying Alderani flags. They've been flying flags of Alderaan, which is obviously, as we know, a racist symbol. That's why it was destroyed from the Death Star. And so some of the politicians in the Imperial, whatever the hell we call it, the
Senate.
Empire, has come out and they've said what we should do is arrest the pilots, take away their fuel, and then move the ships. How are they going to do that?
I was going to say, who's going to move the ships?
Yeah.
The pilots.
Like, a tractor beam isn't going to pull these things out of orbit.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, there's been a lot of droids on Star Wars Twitter saying that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Honk honk.
Yes, Hong Kong. May the Force be with... I don't know. Star Wars video.
May the honk be with you.
May the honk be with you. Isn't it funny though, Shad, right? I've been in the meme war for a while, right? You've heard of the Clown World meme? Mm-hmm. The phrase for Clown World is honk honk, like a clown. And then this happens. That's been the case for you. See, meme magic is real.
That's like order in the universe.
Yeah.
Is not random.
Yeah.
Kind of like when someone says Jesus loves me the most,
And then, bonk.
they create a mural to a false god and it gets struck by lightning.
Yep. Jesus loves me the most. Come and meet me.
Gotta have a chat.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, this one is more irrelevant than the Warhammer thing that I just brought up. No offense, Nathan. New Wii Sports game and other Nintendo announcements.
Yeah, they had a Nintendo Direct, and it was really exciting. And they announced a new a Wii Sports sequel, but it was a Switch Sports, and we're getting back our bowling and our golf and just a good time. And it looks really good considering it's for the Switch and by Nintendo. Like it is.
Isn't the Switch outselling everyone?
I don't know if they are, but I know that they are. They have a really closed market.
Well, I know my kids love the Switch.
Yeah.
So much so that Santa gave them one for Christmas. Like it's there.
Santa gave them another one? That's unbelievable.
What do you mean another one?
No, the joke here is... Never mind. You know what? It's just...
Yeah.
I can't work with this man. Alright. Why couldn't you stay dead? Boromir would have remembered his father's need. Whatever.
But no, it looks like a good game. I'm excited to play it, even though it's just a sport game. We also got lots of new ports. The Portal games are coming to Switch.
Really?
Yeah, which
Nice.
is very interesting because
Get your
Valve
kids that.
haven't done anything.
Hey, that's a good idea. I would give them Portal. I like games that are thinking and it makes them do something.
Yeah,
that
it's a very
is
smart
somewhat
game.
original.
Yeah.
so
My
that's-
parents love to play head games with me too. That's a joke, okay? But whatever. Sorry for
Is that
interrupting
the
that.
smashing the head against the wall or just the cuff?
It's the...
'Cause we
I
know-
bet you won't get back up again.
We know you have certain brain injuries, so...
You see, that's what I call a bridge too far, right there. You know, like, it's cool when I make fun of my trauma, okay? But when you hit it too accurately on the head, what? Okay,
hurts
now
a
I'm double
little bit.
offended. Alright, so new Wii games.
He's not
Yeah,
dead!
new Wii games. A new Kirby game looks. I haven't been excited for a Kirby game
Oh
ever.
man, Kirby sucks.
Like this one looks so good. But yeah, he does suck. You're right. But now he can suck up cars and you can drive around as a Kirby.
He's very popular in gas stations. Welcome back to Nightly News.
I recall you're the one who walks across the gas station 5 times a day.
I am going to get a big old sausage roll. And some milk. Look, I'm sorry. There's just nothing better than a hot sausage from the truck stop. What can I say? You're gonna go home to your wife, and you're just gonna sit there like PTSD in your mind. 1,000-yard stare. I was said things today. All right. Are you finished with?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Okay.
If you like Switch games, you're gonna have a good time. If not,
Yeah, I heard there was another game coming to Switch. I forget what the game was, but...
as if you like, there's a.
Thing is, though, Nintendo are jerks. They're copyright insane, and...
I think it's
don't-
just the culture in Japan. Because they're doing the same thing with anime as well.
I've
with
heard
Twitch
that,
and stuff.
that the anime companies are being they've been flagging heaps of anime content on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because there's, as I have been told, and the fair use provisions basically don't exist in Japan as they do exist But guess what? That means they should only be able to flag content that appears in Japan,
That's true.
not worldwide. And they're trying to take it down worldwide, they're scumbags.
Damn imperialist Japanese. Didn't they learn the first time?
But now it's with anime.
Yeah. It was always about anime, Nathan. First time as well.
Can you imagine if a war starts
Because
and
of
it's
anime?
Because of anime.
There is a disturbing correlation with their behaviour if you just look at what happened in Nanjing and then what's in anime. I'm just saying.
It's Nanking.
Nanking?
Yep.
Sorry.
All good. You know.
Maybe I shouldn't have gone there.
The Japanese barely remember either. So.
They try to pretend it doesn't exist. Like, the horrifying atrocities the Japanese perpetrated in World War II are insane.
Yeah.
And they don't teach in school. They want to pretend it doesn't exist. And my sister-in-law is Korean. And so we were watching Karate Kid, right? Mm. And so you know that headband? Everything?
Headband, yeah.
When she saw that, she cringed. And I was like, oh, and she's like, that symbol to Koreans is like the Nazi symbol to Europeans.
Wow.
Because of what the Japanese did to the Koreans in World War II. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a symbol of evil and death.
Yeah.
Like,
what happened in Nanking was so shocking.
well, they did that to the Chinese, but they also did heaps
know.
of atrocities to the Koreans.
The Nazi doctor who was living in Nanking at the time, he was shocked. And he wrote it all down. And he tried to save as many people as possible.
Yeah, there's a reason why they call it the raping of Nanking.
Yeah.
It was
so bad the Japanese government refused to accept it. They're like, Pearl Harbor, fine. Yeah,
We'll own
prisoners
Pearl
of war, we'll own that. You know, executing and setting on fire, everything like that.
Nanking.
Nanking. Never heard of this place. This is in Japan.
The thing, seriously, the Japanese were racist extremists, and they thought they were the master. Like they got along well with Hitler for certain obvious reasons, right? And man, so no, the Japanese shouldn't. The Japanese of the past shouldn't be given a free pass. I'm not saying you should condemn the current Japanese of the past and stuff, but you know, like the Japanese of World War II were full on evil.
Yeah,
and thank goodness they were defeated.
We took a bunch of their experimental medical stuff because they had divisions in the scientist military sort of deal that would like conduct experiments on people. So all of our modern understanding of hypothermia, we got it from them. Yep. Anyway, now onto a slightly more depressing tone. Firefly is being revived by Netflix.
No.
This is literally the plot of Pet Sematary. Sometimes dead is better.
Do you know much about Firefly, Nathan?
I've got it on my watch list. I was actually going to watch it real soon, so I don't know much, but I know enough that it's good.
Hey, I'm on a watch list.
You heard a few, Oz.
And a no-fly list.
Yeah, but because I didn't take the...
So, I recently watched all of Firefly and Serenity with Oz.
Yep.
Oz, what did you think?
The engineer is so beautiful. She is now... Okay. I've never had a waifu before. Never. Not even Cortana from Halo.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? The engineer from Firefly, I've forgotten her name.
I think it's Katie.
Yeah. She is my waifu.
Ah, so good. So good. And Netflix is just going to... ruin it. Like... What reboot has Netflix done that has been worth half a damn? And more pointedly, what reboots have been absolute steaming dog pile? Look at Cowboy Bebop. Like, holy crap.
Cowboy Big Plop.
I don't want them to touch it. They're just going to ruin it. And this is, you know what's so sad about this? I love Firefly. That usually, if people were capable of making good content these days, I'd be like, awesome. It's a great world setting. Had so many good things to it, but... Right now, I just don't want the people who are so bad at everything to touch it. They're going to appropriate it, inject all their politics, and want to spread the... It's just a vehicle for propaganda. That's what they see it as. And that's what Netflix is doing. It's just...
If they do a good job, I want to see Nathan Fillion as like a chiseled old captain, you know, stuff like that.
I thought that they wouldn't be able to bring back the original cast, would they?
They're
still around, but I assumed that they'd have to just... Same universe and maybe have cameos, but it'll be a new crew.
I don't know. I don't feel like Netflix's politics would suit the universe, just based off what I know about it, how they all are against the alliance system and stuff like that. Netflix would be very sympathetic.
There is a profoundly powerful message that has some interesting implications if you apply it to the modern day in Serenity specifically. Serenity's the movie.
Yeah.
I get Serenity and Firefly mixed up. About the government imposing certain treatments on an on a society, on a population, to make them more compliant and and then backfiring unbelievable. Like the overarching government in the universe of Serenity at Firefly is horribly corrupt and authoritarian.
And inept too. It's funny how those things all line up.
And incompetent.
Yeah, apart from the feds. Dude, if there's one force in the universe that is not incompetent, it's feds.
I don't know.
No, feds are not incompetent, man. Dude,
they're trying so much.
The enemy's not
Have you
stupid.
seen those photos of like at these rallies where they're all wearing shorts and they're all wearing shirts and they're all got the cans and they're just like...
Yeah, that's the things we do see.
Yeah.
There's decades of stuff we don't. Anyway. Okay, so let's go away from the whole, sci-fi revival on Netflix. No, never mind. Futurama is being revived by Netflix too, with no Bender.
Isn't it Hulu?
Same thing.
Well, it's Hulu.
Same stream crap.
But no Bender.
No Bender.
Which is sad, because I like Bender.
Me too.
And the voice actor's really good too. He's up there in the voice acting. Like, everyone knows who he is. He did Jake the Dog from Adventure Time. I think he did some Simpson dudes. I don't know. He is kind of like the Mark Hamill of voice acting, even though Mark Hamill also does voice acting. They're like on the same level.
I think Mark Hamill would be the Mark Hamill of voice acting.
Yeah, you're right. You're right now that you say it.
Because he's still alive.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Hamill's more the Mark Hamill of Mark Hamill, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Futurama was a bit... I don't care.
There was the one episode, though, with the dog. Dude, that episode haunts everybody that watched it.
I don't remember.
You remember Fry's dog from the past?
No, see, I didn't watch a lot of it. I watched
You
some
waited
of it.
for him the whole... I can't talk about it.
So Hulu, actually, it's hard to gauge these companies, how ultra progressive they are and stuff.
All of them.
Stan is like unbelievable. Every Stan original is just like, oh my goodness, the most woke progressive stuff you'll ever see. And Amazon is so bad, but the thing is, Amazon, we have these gems on Amazon, which is just weird.
Gems? Name one gem from Amazon. Don't say Invincible. Because that still has tons of woke stuff in it. Name something.
No, it doesn't have tons. It has a little bit of woke stuff.
Yeah. Okay, Shad, your detector for woke stuff is like... You're like the load dosimeter...
Expanse by Amazon.
I haven't seen that.
It's really good.
I'm sure it's full of woke stuff. I'd find it.
Actually, not as much. It's really good.
I'm like TSA levels of...
Actually,
I detect wokeness.
it's a bit based.
I don't think so.
So Earth has become a lazy nanny state welfare system where it's really hard for people to get ahead.
So it's a leftist utopia.
Yeah, and it's failing as a result. Yeah, Mars is capitalist and is prospering and has like a really strong military. Has this great like vision of making Mars better and
Make Mars great again.
It's a bit like that, right? The actual original writers...
It's the orange planet.
The actual original writers of the book series Expanse, they had a bit of a message about capitalism and socialism in terms of Earth. So it's actually got some cool stuff in it, and it's got Mormons in it.
Hey!
We don't play a huge role, but the only religion that is shown with any prominence is Latter-day Saints in it. And
We'll get you all
in the Expanse, we are building a generational colonization ship that has the Statue Moroni on it.
Yes!
And it's the biggest ship being ever made, and the Mormons are building it to colonize another solar system. And it's the only, and that ship, the Nauvoo, plays a very significant role in the series. I love it.
Nice.
Gosh, I gotta watch that now. That looks. I love it in media when they
Include us.
like South Park, when everyone's in hell. And they're like, I was Jewish my whole life. I was Catholic. It's like, sorry guys, it's the Mormons. The
That's
Mormons
right.
corrected it.
And they're like, oh. Well, that's the thing, though. That's a direct contradiction.
I know.
Because they wouldn't be in hell if we got it right.
Which is funny. But there's even like parts in The Simpsons where I don't know, something happened and they're like, first the insects knew, then the plants, then the animals, then the Mormons, and then everyone else. Stuff like that. Just...
That's one thing I did have to ask you, Shad, before I actually got baptized into the church, is I had to know, why did we go to Clandathu when the Empire hadn't actually surveyed it yet? The bugs were there, and we didn't know about it. What happened at Port Joseph Smith? What happened?
What happened, Port Joseph?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, whenever sci-fi appears, it's like the Mormons are the ones who are ready to go out and colonize. Do you know why we have that rotation? Because in the colonialish period when the church was being established, we were really, really good at going out in the wilderness and settling lands. Like
pioneering.
But we were massive pioneers in that era of America. And like, literally, we turned horrible swamps into flourishing, prosperous cities.
Deserts too.
Yeah, deserts as well and stuff. And so when it comes to going out into the unknown and settling... Yeah, Mormons have a bit of a rep for that, and so in sci-fi, it's like, which religions? Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
It won't be the Catholics. It won't be the Catholics. Oh, man.
So anyway, yeah, Mormons are cool, and we like seeing it. But the thing is, I get annoyed when they're misrepresented a lot, and they actually did get one or two things wrong in the Expanse. Like, they called the quorum of the 12 apostles the elders of the church.
That's a bit low level.
It's look, I know it's a small thing. But I'm very like, oh, Mormons, all right, you. And I'm
listening.
Like,
we're listening.
There's a missionary who doesn't have his companion nearby.
Just little things like that.
Little
Just
things.
like in the Mormon musical, the missionaries are wearing white socks. I've never seen a missionary in my life wear white socks.
You see, this is a bit...
This is deep cut stuff. Right?
It's like,
I'm a new guy. Okay.
you got your badge, white shirt, black pants, but white socks?
White friggin' socks?
Yeah, how...
They're not at the temple, come on!
I'm appalled at your actions.
I've got a handbook for this. You can just read the handbook.
Can I get a copy of that? I'd like to read it.
It's actually great. Just because, I don't know, look, this is deep cut stuff, this is behind the curtain stuff. Missionaries are given pretty strict rules, but there would only be rules in there if something arose in the past that necessitated it being spelled out like that. And so when you read certain rules and you think why that rule was put there, it's like, oh no.
Someone did something they shouldn't have.
Alright. Lost Ark game explodes on Steam for some reason. I have no idea why.
As it should. Good on it. I know
Why?
about
What is it? What is this game?
I know about Lost Ark because I'm a sophisticated gamer. Have you know about Lost Ark?
No, everyone else is. I downloaded it last night. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, so sad, so sad.
You sound like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off when you talk like
Do
that.
I? When I talk a bit like this is my snobby accent, whereas the game is a very sophisticated.
It's Cameron's snobby accent too. It's very good, yeah.
Very good, thank you. You plebeian, pathetic weakling.
I'm proud of being a pleb. Roman Republic. Okay.
Lost Ark. It's basically look. It's a bit like Diablo, top-down
cringe.
RPG, but it looks really cool. It's got a lot of like cool different level design, monster fights, action.
You've played
The
it?
thing is, no, I haven't.
Oh.
But I have a soft spot in my heart for MMOs. And for a long time, I've been on search for an MMO that I can just get lost in. World of Warcraft didn't do it for me, and I've tried a lot of different ones.
Conan does it for you.
Conan isn't really an MMO, but
I mean,
yeah,
it
Conan
is.
is great.
It
It's
is.
not a massive multiplayer
Yeah, not when you
online
play it.
RPG. It's a survival
Online RPG.
online RPG. But an actual MMO. So yeah, you know, Black Desert Online, and then they all like there's so many, and I just forget the list. There's a sludge of them, and only one MMO has ever caught my interest where I played for ages.
Divinity 2.
No.
Guild Wars.
You'll never guess it. I tried Guild Wars, didn't catch it. You'll never guess it. And it's actually a great game.
Was it like a hero MMO?
Oh, you're warm. It's not Champions Online. I tried it as well.
DC Online.
That's the
Yeah,
one.
know it. I knew it.
DC Heroes Online was shockingly fun. Flying around Metropolis, fighting villain. Like, you see a villain and you could fight in the air and...
Shockingly fun?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Shocking, right? Look, it's a bit too old now, and I played it to death and everything. The weird thing about that game, right, is that the level progression from like 1 to 30 was surprisingly fun. You know, you'd join the other heroes like Batman and Superman fighting Lex Luthor, and like there was a good narrative and voice in these characters and stuff. I played it heaps with my wife, and I ended up making like heaps of different characters. Because just I liked having all the different heroes and their power sets, and the gameplay was fun. It was really good. And you wouldn't think it would be such a fun game, but it really was. It was one of the only MMOs that caught me. And ever since then, like before then I was looking, and ever since then I've been looking on that catch, and I still, and as a result of me, this soft spot in my heart for MMOs, I keep an eye on them. Just this affectionate thing, see what's coming out in the MMO scene. And Lost Ark has been one that a lot of people have been excited about and been talking about a lot. I missed it! It's a fly.
You just gave me a flashback to my childhood.
It was like right there. So there's like this other one, but now I can't remember the name. But there's this one that people think should be pretty good. It's like you can build when you're working in an area or a location, a whole village and town can sprout up and build. It's in. Do you know this one?
I've heard talks about it. Is it like it's very dynamic? So if like the economies grow and stuff and fall, I don't know what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called, but like
it sounds very. If they can pull
Ashes
it off,
of Creation, is it? Ashes of Creation?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I keep my eye on the MMO scene because I still have hope that a good MMO will be made. Black Desert sucked. It had the greatest character creation I've ever seen, and it was such a grindy, boring piece of crap. It's like, give some narrative, some dynamic, anything in it. It was just...
If you need to have more than one character at a single time just to play the game, it's a bad game.
No, like, most of the quests is like, kill X amount of things, come back. I was like, are you kidding
But
me?
in the game, to do that, you need to have multiple other characters doing that as a bot. Yeah, you do. That's how I used to try and play this game, and everyone recommended you have to have multiple characters to go out and do the stuff for you. Yeah, ridiculous.
Black Desert is like, what a... But man, it was pretty. Such a pretty game. Why can't we have a pretty game with that deep for character creation with good gameplay? And like, what the heck? Gender-locked character classes? What are we?
Well, actually...
In 2005?
I think
Come off
it! That's pretty based. Gender roles, man.
I want the option to play a man or a woman.
I'm sorry, but a man shouldn't be a healer.
I should actually rephrase that. I want the option to play a woman.
Yeah.
All the time. And if I can't play a woman in the character class I want, game's dead to me.
It's socially acceptable if you want to play a woman in real life at this point.
What do you mean? I'm married.
Okay, it was a joke. Whatever.
Subtext. You missed it on above the head.
What's the subtext there? Explain it to me. On a retard level, thank you, please. Speak slowly so I can understand the subtext.
I get to play a woman every day.
Oh, come on.
Or should I say play on?
Oh, come on, man!
I'm married. This is what married people do, Oz.
Married people have sex? Yeah. Where do I sign up?
But that's actually you. In a nutshell, right there.
I don't know what you mean.
There was no sarcasm in that.
Shut up.
You do need. We need to get this guy married and quick, but is doing nothing to help him out.
Okay, here's the thing, right?
I know lockdown's haven't helped.
Not just that, right? There's other stuff going on too. Like, I'm retarded. Like, I have all these crazy conspiracy theories that make it hard for me to talk with anyone that isn't in the know, even though it's all out there in the open for you. You know, it's tricky. I have to find someone who's just as retarded and on the spectrum as me. That's the problem. Anyway.
What was I saying before?
Who doesn't look like Susan Boyle.
Oh yeah, MMOs. So, I have hope. Ashes of Creation is like a Hail Mary. Everyone is like basically given up on the MMO genre, and they're like thinking, maybe maybe Ashes of Creation will resurrect this thing.
I think I have hopes for it too, because I think it was kickstarted first, and then they were making stuff, and then they got picked up by publishers afterwards. So the fact that they went through that process shows they probably have something more as a viable product than just the idea. So, and if it does what it says it does, then that is an amazing achievement for a game.
Hopefully. I mean, so Lost Ark doesn't actually strike me as an MMO. But they call it, like, all the MMO people have been covering it, and they're, like, calling it MMO. It's like, it just looks like a Diablo on... Is it an online?
Yeah. It's multiplayer, and they've got servers and stuff, so...
Can you play single on it?
I have not played it, so I can't tell you.
And I think it has gender-locked characters as well. What's going on?
I know, right?
What are we? 2005?
What's going on?
2005 calling us, hey, we want to think about
Okay.
Alright.
It's true though! Come on! Like, us RPGs are pushed long and hard to have some freedom, encourage creation, and now take it away from us! Some of us like to play women, alright? We don't like to look at sweaty man butts for hours on end. Because we're not gay. Well, I'm not.
Can we go on to the next? I'd like to get some local news from you guys, because I have some local news that,
Okay.
you know, I just don't want to be first because I don't want to go on and take up too much time of this video. So who's got no local news?
Look at me, we're putting me on the spot.
Okay, Shad, you go first. You're not dying anymore?
I was sick, and I'm still recovering. That's about
I
it.
am sick.
In the head.
Come on, man. You can't only have one. Not one. Nathan, you've had enough time.
Nothing's happened in my life.
Alright, fine. Let's go on mine. I've started a new Xenos army. I'm printing Eldar and painting him. And I started listening to the Horus Heresy novels, and they're great. There you go.
There we go. It's good. Oz has been getting into the modelling, and I think it's great. You got some cool stuff there.
Yeah, just got to paint them.
It looks like you might have had some things happen in the 3D printing department over there.
What do you mean?
Some of them look like they failed.
Some did fail, yeah. Some of them haven't, though. Some of them did great. The more recent ones, man. Found a new program that just does it all for me.
So this is your 3D printer isn't the type that actually like draws a line of plastic and builds it up.
No.
Yours is in a liquid ooze.
Yeah. It's called the tank, and what? That's what it's called. Oh, sorry. I don't know what the.
You're gross.
No, I don't know what the chemical.
I don't like that word, Oz.
I don't know what the chemical name is, but the acronym is.
By your 3D printer, does it have as many like lines between the things?
Yeah, it's 35 microns.
Okay, so it's really smooth.
Would you like to see my recent print?
Sure. Go show us your prints, Oz.
Some officers came by asking for my prints before. All right.
Wow, see, that's shockingly smooth, and this was just straight out of the thing.
Yep, and here's the thing, right?
This is better than my brother Joss's
Yep.
Jazz's. He has a 3D printer, and the finest, most detailed thing still has like little bumps and lines.
Yep. No,
this is none of that.
Do you know the craziest thing?
What?
I literally just ripped those off the supports. I didn't sand them, anything like that. Just straight off.
This is really smooth. This is some of the best, like, smoothest 3D printing I've seen.
Yep, that's an Eldar Wraith Lord.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I'm going to paint him. He's going to be blue and black, glowing. It's going to be sick. Oh, wait, can I show off my Emperor?
All right.
Show and
Show it to
Show and tell.
What do I have to show? I got new books. I got like
He's not finished yet, but he's the closest. He's the closest to finish.
before. Speaker for the Dead in
By who?
Leatherbound.
By who?
Also Scott Carter. Right? This is really like it's hard to find that like in.
Is that an Ender's Game universe?
Yeah, and I have Ender's Game in Leatherbound.
Very cool.
And more Lambus bread.
Sorry, there's my show and tell.
Anyway, this is the one I was painting while you were dying.
Ah, my friggin' knee!
You okay?
That hurt!
Careful, man.
Ow. I have signal pain. And it's like, yes, it's really cool, guys.
You know what I found? If you just keep it all internal, you can use it later.
That's awesome.
Sword, I think the sword's the best. I haven't finished his armor yet. I just started on the armor though.
That is legitimately awesome.
Look at the sword. Look at the sword. Look closely at the sword.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
And this is another one I'm working on. This was originally for Ben, but I thought, screw it, it's mine. It's Sanguinius and the Emperor. Anyway, that's my show and tell. When we get a setting for me, I want to put these on. Do you want like a
No, it's fine.
cold thing for your leg? I've got some ice.
Oh, shut up.
What?
I'm fine.
Make serious.
I'm playing it.
Well, good job. Give the Oscar to this guy. You sounded really cut for a second there, like it actually hurt.
Well, it did actually.
Not even DiCaprio did a decent job with that bear compared to you.
This is the weird. I enjoy acting. It's actually fun. I get a bit of a buzz out of it, and I really realised how much I enjoyed it when I went to do the short film, Shadow the Conqueror, play a role in it. And so I'm thinking of actually reaching out to an acting agent here in Australia, just to for fun. But the thing is, though,
Don't have time.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be such one of those arrogant. I don't know. I was like,
You'd be an arrogant actor?
I'd be no.
You got such a far way to go to that.
An arrogant client, where it's like, look, I'd only be interested in something that would be fun to play.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I don't know, because my business is quite successful, right? And any time I take away from business, you know, and so part of me is like, it has to be flat this amount. I don't think anyone. I don't know. Would anyone?
That's actually the first step of getting a job as an actor. Matthew McConaughey talks about it. He says he had an agent. There was not an agent. He had a mate who was a director, right? And when he went looking for agents, he went to his director mate and he's like, dude, I really need a job. And he's like, no. When they smell desperation, you're done in this business. Go to Europe for 6 months, ride around some bikes and come back and then we'll get you an agent. Not when you need one, when you want one.
Well, that's what I'll be like. I'll be like, I'm a very successful YouTuber. I do like acting though, and I'm interested in doing some things, but they need to be worth my while. All right. So
I too like deceiving people.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I don't know.
Give it a shot.
The acting scene in Australia is absolute garbage. Maybe I don't know. I need to get someone who would be somewhat of a good agent to get some half decent auditions and stuff.
You're what, 35?
Yeah.
If you're a woman, you couldn't be
36.
an actor. Lucky you, man.
I'm in my prime. Well, I have lost weight. I'm like, if I was ever to do it, it's like, do it.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. But one of the things is, I would kind of want the short film to be out to show, because I have the certain elements of footage of the short film, and I was watching, the scenes I was in. I'm very critical, right? And I was going into expecting like, I'm gonna cringe so hard. And when I watch something, when it actually impresses me, with being such a and I'm a vicious self-critic, right? And when I watch those, like, that's actually not half bad. It gives me a bit of confidence. So I'm like, there you go, So, anyway.
I did good in art drama class too. Yep. Everyone said he should have come first, miss, not the other student who won. No, I don't mean like that. I mean like we had to do a monologue thing. Every student had to do a monologue, and I came out looking like the Wolf of Wall Street because the movie had just come out. Right? I did Glengarry Glen Ross, and this other girl won, even though she wasn't putting on a character or anything. Anyway, I want to be an actor.
An actor. I've been watching Arrested Development.
Yeah. Oh man,
so good. It's weird, right? I don't know the actor's name who plays
Jason
the
Bateman.
brother-in-law.
Oh, that guy, Blue Man.
I find him so cringe. He is perfect for that role, right?
Yep.
Perfect for that role because he's so astronomically cringe. I've not enjoyed him as an actor in any other role he's ever played in because he's so cringeworthy and he can play cringe so well. But in this one, in Arrested Development, he's perfect in it.
Well, like the best comedic minds do that. Like, what's his name? Who did the boss in The Office?
Oh, yeah.
Steve Carell?
Steve Carell, yeah. Like, cringe is a art form when you can do it that way, Camp. Yeah. It's a very fine line. I feel like you'd make a good villain. Just like, no, I mean like the villain in a comedy. Not like the villain in not like Sugar from No Country for Old Men. You wouldn't be in that movie.
No,
No Country for Old Men. I'm sorry. What about you, Nathan?
What about me, Oz?
You seem like the, I don't know, like you'd be able to take Matthew Broderick's role in any of his early movies.
Oh, I can do, what's his face? The one you always compare me to. The awkward one.
Oh, yes. Who plays
Michael
Spider-Man?
Cera.
Oh, Michael Cera. Yes.
Yeah. Sure, whatever. I reckon I could, if I ever went to be an actor, I would just do all the awkward, like, teen movie roles. It'd be so easy.
I'd do John Goodman's roles. Okay, you don't know John Goodman?
Of course I know.
You do, he doesn't.
Oh, there's not many things that come out your mouth. Like, half the time you say stuff and you're like, you don't know this?
Yeah,
Nathan, you should be on the internet, you should know this.
You should. You should know John Goodman.
You didn't know that missionaries are supposed to wear dark socks, Oz.
I still don't know that. Do they? Anyway, I think we have one more bit of news left to go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, of course. How could we forget? Lord of the Rings trailer for the TV show finally came out.
Wait. We want to do a dedicated video on our reaction to that.
Yeah, let's do a
hold it off.
dedicated video on it. Yes.
Because there's a lot to discuss.
Yep, dissect.
We don't. Do we want to dissect it? Amazon's already hacked it up enough.
We'll study it. We'll
Yeah.
analyze the remains of what was a great franchise.
Yeah, I have thoughts to say about it, so we have our own takes. We'll hold off on it.
Multiverse of Madness trailer came out.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it
I have
hasn't come out
such
yet.
little interest.
Oh, you mean the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Raimi always does a good job with every single movie, without exception.
Is he doing it, has he?
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did all the good Spider-Mans. He did Oz the Great and Powerful. Great movie. What? What?
Nothing.
You saying there's some sort of correlation?
Yeah.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah, great movie.
Wonder why Oz
Love it.
likes a movie.
Good movie.
Great movie. No, not good. Not good. Great.
Fantastic.
No, because
10 out of
honestly,
10.
the whole point of the movie is he didn't need to be great. He just needed to be good. Ugh! Love it! James Franco's only good movie. Anyway. Apart from 127 hours.
I am skeptical. I remember disliking it when I watched
Then you're
it.
wrong and you're a fool, Harry Potter. Alright. And that's
That's the news!
that's the news. I will concede that's the news. It's funny every time. My mate
Oh,
Petra's
dang it, I
got
was
it
trying to
wrong.
get your head.
You missed.
I
Do you want it
really
again?
missed
Would you like it back?
Have a glass one.
His head's too thick for that.
Okay, every bump to my head has just made it stronger. Anyway, it's like steel, it's cranium. Okay.
That's all! No, that's not our.
What the what was that? Don't ever do that again!
I agree, I won't.
What the hell?
See you on the next watch!
No, you're doing it wrong.
What?
See you on the next watch.
Until next time, stay watchful.
There you go. Do you want to try one more time so I don't cut you off?
Go, Nathan.
We usually just